Hello everybody and welcome to another video. We start this one off on the good old M25. As you can see, we're in the bit where it's the roadworks, or should I just say a pile of cones with no one around. Anyway, we've gone to the rear camera now, and there's something that you should not see on a motorway. You see it out there in the outside lane, an HGV in the outside lane of the M25. Look at the braking distance it's leaving between him and the vehicle in front of it. Not very good. But if you think that's bad, look at the one in the middle lane. Look how close that one is to that Kia. That is an absolute disgrace. So the one in the outside lane shouldn't be in the outside lane. That one there is an absolute joke. Look at the braking distance there. There's a couple of licenses that should be thrown away. That is a disgrace. And the guy behind that, the HGV behind that, isn't much better anyway, because we are coming to the split where it goes off to the M20 and M25. He wants the M25, which is my lane. I want the M25. So why is he in the middle lane? He knows this road. He must know this road, surely, that he needs to be in the inside lane rather than the middle lane. So he's got to cut across, isn't he? So you know that lovely bit of braking distance I've left between me and the car in front? Well, that becomes his I'm going to cut you up space. So you can see the lorry in the outside lane. You can see this idiot getting even closer to that Kia. I mean, where does he expect the Kia to be able to go? There's a car in front of that. Does he not? Can he not see? He's above all of that. He can see so much further than anyone else, but he can't see anything, can he? Look at him. Look how close he's getting. Absolute joke. And then we got this clown here that's going to get into that gap, my braking distance, because he's left it that late to get in the correct lane. These people know this road. They know it. They must drive down here all the time. And yet, even if you don't know the road, you must know how to read road signs driving something that big. See, I knew what was happening, so I've even backed off even more to let him in. It's called defensive driving, and if I have to do defensive driving, it means someone else is doing something wrong, so I have to do defensive driving. So now we're in Croydon on Five Ways Junction. It's a famous junction if you live in the area. It's petrol head moment for you. It's parked just past the garage here on the left hand side. Once again, I haven't got a clue what it is, but I do know we are in Croydon and someone's tried to nick the top of it. There we are. Lovely little thing. And as I say, I don't know what it is. My knowledge of cars is really poor, as you all know. Unless it's got a big thing like that behind us, that great big Mercedes sign, I don't know. I don't. It's one of them things I'm just not bothered about. Yeah, and as you can see it there, nice little thing. Which reminds me, actually, I saw something on YouTube the other day. It was a driving instructor, and it was a woman driving instructor, and she had a student next to her, and she put her clipboard over the mirror and said, "What's behind us?" They were stopped, obviously, at traffic lights, and put the clipboard over the mirror and said, "What's behind us?" And the young lad got it right. He said, "It's a BMW, blue BMW," and it was correct. Now, I thought that was really clever because it shows you your observation should be quite good even when you're not moving. You're sitting at traffic lights, you should be looking around a little bit, not drastically, just knowing what's around you and stuff. And I thought that was a really good exercise that the woman did. But with me, they would probably be better off asking me to describe the person that's in the car, because I'm bloody useless with cars. I could say something like, yeah, the person behind us has got dyed blonde hair. The eyebrows look like caterpillars because they're so thick and bushy. The eyelashes are fake. There's Botox in the forehead. There's fillers in the lips. And the fun bags have been enlarged as well. So there's some silicone going on in the fun bags. But that won't be actually quite fair because a lot of people in my area do actually look like that. And some of the women look like that too. Yes, I know. Don't give up your day job. Trouble is, I don't know what my day job is. Anyway, that van that was behind us, it's got no MOT. And it's obviously got a bit of a dodgy light. As you can see, that light is permanently on and the other one isn't, so it won't even pass an MOT. That's probably why it hasn't got one. So your vehicle's not got an MOT. It sticks out a little bit if you're in front of it because the light is dodgy. You just swerved there for some strange reason. You couldn't see that car in front of you. So don't bring attention to yourself. So what do? I know, I'm going to play with my phone. It's in a cradle, but it's still not right that you're playing with your phone. You know, especially when your vehicle isn't roadworthy, it isn't legal. So, you know, straight away there's two things that you're doing wrong. We'll speed it up here and then look at this. What are you swerving for? Why are you driving over the hatch markings there to avoid something that isn't there? Again, is that because you're messing about on the phone? So now we're looking at something else when we go to the front camera here. These people that just seem to pull out and they seem to think that everyone has to stop for them. You know, the ones that have been using my self-entitlement wax. Fucking wait there. Fucking wait there. The fuck's the matter with these people? I do not know why these people do not look in their mirrors before pulling out. I mean, he's still doing it now. Look at all that line of traffic behind him now that has to wait for him so that he can pull out, rather than him wait until there's an opening. But no, he has to pull out and keep everyone waiting for him. That's not how you pull out. That's not how driving is supposed to work. So we'll speed it up now until we get to the next set of traffic lights and see what this guy behind us does. You know, obviously don't draw attention to yourself. Your vehicle's illegal and you're illegal if you're playing with your phone. So yeah, you're doing everything wrong. So let's see. Now there is a reason for my madness here. It's not just that he's messing about with his phone yet again. There we go, a few little swipes along the screen there. So it's obviously not looking at maps or anything like that. But there's something happens a little bit further down the road, which is it because his concentration is not there and it's on his phone rather than the road or road signals. We will get to it in a second and I'll show you what happens. It's not even close. So there's a bike in between us now and we are coming up to a set of traffic lights. He's turning left and there is a filter light that takes you left and I'm going straight on. So you'll see me and the bike is going straight on with us. You see the arrows there on the floor and he's turning left. And the van behind him is also turning left. Now the van behind him almost does exactly the same thing. He hit his brakes really hard. But you'll see here how long they are red. Look how long they're red for. That's a red light, mate. I don't know what he saw. He almost went through the one next to me as well. So what do you reckon? Was it because he was looking at his phone when he went through that red light? Probably. There you go. There's a nice green filter light there. See the difference?
It's time to show you the famous Rose Hill roundabout. That's right, the famous Rose Hill roundabout. It's time to show you the famous Rose Hill roundabout. That's right.
Now, as you're probably aware by now, everyone in my lane should be going down here. They should not be turning right according to the road markings anyway. As we go to the rear camera now, you can see I've got one of Sadiq Khan's License to Kill assassins behind me. That seems to be more interested in his phone than looking at the road signs as well. So obviously I know that this guy is not going to get it right. He's going to go turning right when he should be going straight on. And the thing is with this roundabout, because they're turning right from this left hand lane, what they are actually doing is blocking these cars on my left hand side here from staying in the correct lane. They've all moved over to the right to be in the wrong lane, if you know what I mean, if that makes any sense. So now in this clip we're looking at the guy behind us. Yes, he's another one of Sadiq Khan's License to Kill assassins. Now as you can see, we're in the outside lane and we are both overtaking things. Nothing wrong in what we're doing at the moment. Now what happens here is someone actually turns left. Not a crime. They're allowed to turn left, that car there, which creates a gap. So obviously, being an assassin, you've got to get into that gap and undertake things. They cannot wait in the queue like everyone else. The car that's turning left is to my left hand side as we speak now, and it turns left there, which makes a big gap between the van and the car that was originally there. So being an assassin, he's got to get into that gap. That's how they drive.
You absolute fucking milk.
Now what doesn't help is the van's moved over now, leaving a bigger gap.
He is one of Sadiq Khan's assassins. You watch him come out now. There you go.
Now as we're not overtaking anything, I will move over to the left. Good job I didn't do it earlier, innit? So we're about to go on to the Mad Mile, a little bit further down the road. The Kia, the License to Kill assassin, is a little bit further up in front of us. But before we get to him again, we are looking at the trainee Audi driver in the Fiat 500, this one here. Now notice it's in the inside lane, which is quite good. You're in the inside lane. Stay there as you go down the Mad Mile here. As we go to the rear camera, you'll see it go straight to the outside lane. Obviously it's got a dodgy light. After all, it is a Fiat 500. Now I don't know if you noticed on the front of the bonnet there, it had a P plate on it. So I'm presuming that it's only just passed its test. So all the teaching and everything, what was it taught about lane hogging, being in the outside lane all the way down the Mad Mile? In the outside lane you haven't overtaken anything, and the cars that are on your inside are leaving you, so move over. It's obviously turning right a little bit further up here. I'm not turning right, I am just moving out to go round a few things up here. But that car obviously has not moved from the outside lane the whole journey, and look at all the traffic behind it, because they're reluctant to undertake it and they can't go any faster because the girl driving this car is doing probably about 15 miles an hour under the speed limit as well, while hogging the outside lane. So I'm going to be overtaking a few things here that's pulled up at the traffic lights. That's why I'm driving quite slow here. Now she's going to be turning right here. It doesn't always work out this way, as you know if you keep watching my channel, that sometimes people stay in the outside lane, the lane that I'm in now, after hogging the lane all the way. But she does go into the filter lane to turn right, and there she is there with the P on the front, and I think it is a new driver. So as we come up here, the Kia to the left hand side is the same Kia that undertook us earlier on, and now we're looking at the traffic lights, the filter light. Watch the colour, it's red. Not for the trainee Audi driver, it's not though. Now for a new driver, there's some seriously bad habits there. I mean, that is obviously clearly red. Yeah, she's lucky there's not a camera on that one. So now we're back on the assassin, who needs some of my lane again to undertake me to go round this lorry. And then another little undertake of the van. It's called the Mad Mile for a reason, but then he is a private hire driver. He doesn't need to be on the Mad Mile to drive like a complete fool.
Don't cut the corner. I know there's cars there, but you don't have to cut the corner still.
Now in this next clip, I'm waiting for this car to come past as the obstruction's on my side. There's not enough room for her still, and that teeny little thing, she has to drive up on the pavement to get round me. A bit bizarre, really. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that there was enough room for her to get past me there. There you go. So we're back on the Mad Mile, going in the opposite direction now. I'm turning left at this roundabout. There's only 2 exits. You can either go left or straight on. Well, there's 3 actually if you want to double back on yourself, but not many people want to do that. As you can see on the ground here, there's a left and there's a straight on. It's pretty simple to understand, isn't it? I think so anyway. But not for an Audi driver. Yep. Giving it large with all these lights on. You're still a bloody Audi driver. Doesn't matter. Always an Audi. Always in the wrong lane. Look at them. Now a couple of weird ones in this clip. I've got a scaffold lorry parked in front of me here, so people coming towards me have got priority over me. So you just got to sit and wait for a gap. It's just how it is. But something weird happens. Look at this. A BMW flashes. I was actually quite surprised. I even questioned, you flashing me? And yes, they were. They actually let me go. How nice is that? How weird is that? Especially from a BMW to actually let me go. And here's the second weird one. That car over there has priority over me, but it's just waiting there. I do not know why. It's priority to traffic approaching from the right. And you'll notice the car behind me even had time to go round there as well. It was like it's priority to the left, isn't it? Weird, but thanks for waiting for us, both of you. Nice one. Anyway guys, that's it for today. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye for now.